Good news. Now, government plans to upgrade a number of highways, but this according to Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Patricia De Lille. It's all part of President Cyril Ramaphosa's Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan, which is aimed at stimulating the economy to, of course, create jobs. The Minister joins us now for more on this. Minister De Lille, thank you so much for your time and good morning to you. Let's get straight into it. Government saying that it's moving ahead with several major infrastructure plans. Where do those plans stand at this point?
Well, in May of 2020, government adopted an infrastructure investment plan. And the mandate was that those plans must be gazetted as strategic infrastructure projects, and that we also had to go and collect funding for these projects. Yes, the infrastructure investment plan is a central part of the Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan. And we are making good progress. On the transport level, we have completed 4 transport projects. We've got another 4 in construction, and then we have another 4 that's in procurement stage. Now, just to make this clear, that is the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. We are driving the infrastructure investment plan and all the projects there. The projects are implemented by the relevant line departments. So we do a coordinating role and oversight role. So other projects is also the upgrading of 13 small harbors in the Western Cape, where we are renovating, we're upgrading the slipways, and that project of all 13 harbors will be concluded by March 2022. Then we also have 18 housing projects, strategic projects, all over the country. Next week, I will be visiting one in Nelson Mandela Bay Metro.
Right.
And then also in the energy sector, we also working with the Department of Mineral and Energy, where we measure the impact of the various bid windows that Minister Mantashe has announced. So we are very excited that we are planning for this new year to upgrade our all the rural bridges. You know, many of our children died crossing the rivers. So in the State of the Nation address, the President has announced that we will scale it up from building 16 bridges per year to 95. And then the other major program is the upgrade of rural roads. That's a highly labor-intensive project so that we can create more jobs for people. So, yes, we are trying. And, yes, I will be the first one to admit that there's a big backlog in our country and that we have to double our efforts to make infrastructure the real flywheel of the economy.
Right, but so speaking of that backlog, I mean, there have been definitely concerns as well, speaking of, the lack of infrastructure upgrades when it comes to schools and those buildings, but also pit latrines. There have been a vote for contention for many, many years now. What can you tell us in terms of progress in that area?
First of all, let me say what we're also doing is that, maintenance is also important for infrastructure. So we are working with the municipalities and SALGA to help with the maintenance and repair of infrastructure. In terms of the school program, we are working with the Department of Basic Education. You will know that the President announced in the SONA that we have established a special purpose vehicle for funding for social infrastructure. So we are now going to start with the infrastructure upgrade in the Eastern Cape and in the Northern Cape. And that is to look at, the mud schools, the schools where there are no ablution facilities, there's no water. So that program will kick off. And we are very happy that the Minister of Finance has made available over 17 billion rand for infrastructure. We're working very closely with National Treasury with the skills that they have. We have brought on board a lot of skills from the private sector, and we are even going to recruit more specialists this week this month to deal with the capacity problem within government.
And speaking of which, Minister, just on the point of the pit latrines particularly, are there also timelines with which you can commit in ensuring that, we could see progress by, or at least they would be complete in terms of eradicated by? Because I'm sure I don't have to go back to the number of deaths that we're seeing of pupils drowning still in this pit latrines.
Well, we are working with the Department of Basic Education to install the norms and standards adopted by government in 2012. Dr. Ramaphosa, he is driving the schools project together with Minister Angie Motshekga. And before the end of March, we will be able to announce the rollout of the schools program within the Eastern Cape and the Northern Cape. Now that we have secured the funding, we can proceed with the rollout of that program. We will certainly make an announcement about what is achievable in the first financial year and over the next 2 financial years. Because it's quite a big task that you won't be able to eradicate all mud schools and provide ablution facilities to all the schools. But our focus is going to be on that as a priority.
All right, Minister, we have to leave it there due to time. I appreciate your time this morning. Minister Patricia De Lille, Minister, of course, in Public Works and Infrastructure. Thank you for your time this morning. All right, with that being said, here's a look at how the markets are performing this Friday morning.